Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yeah, how are you doing today, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. And you?
I'm very well, sir. Thank you very much for honoring this invitation. It means a lot to me, the entire member of the Entrepreneur Planning Committee, and our audience.
Thank you.
All right, sir. So guys, today we have Sir Suraj with us. We'll be working us on X monetization, and yeah, of course, we'll be talking on X monetization. But Sir Suraj is not just like and how should I put it? And anyhow, Twitter influencer, he particularly influence people on a particular dynamic that I myself I enjoy. Okay, I'm one of the passive followers that usually don't engage content that much, but so yeah, I'll quickly read Sir Suraj biography now, and afterwards he will be able to take us through his information for us tonight. Suraj Oyewole Jarus is an economist, a fiscal policy analyst, public analyst, and distinguished accountant. His career largely in the Nigerian petroleum sector, with experience in downstream, midstream, and upstream stint in corporate finance at the beginning of his career before moving into consulting after 14 years in the energy industry. Jarus has been a driving force in guiding individuals towards achieving their career aspiration. With a passion for nurturing talent and fostering connections, he has a proven track record of leveraging the power of networking to propel career progression. His expertise in finance, combined with his dedication to empowering young professionals, make him a sought after speaker and mentor. Jarvis is not just an author, he's also an author of 4 books, namely A Math of Roses, The Road to Victoria Island, How to Network Like a Pro, and Wahala No Dey Finish. Wow, I love that. All right, sir. Yeah, you have the platform, sir.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And I want to thank the Insight NG team. For inviting me to come and speak at this very important event. I'm not. I've been asked to come and speak on Twitter monetization and all of that. But first and foremost, I would like to clarify that I am not a conventional Twitter influencer that I can come and say, you can come and meet and say, okay, oh, let me give you 50,000 naira, let me give you 3 million naira, and you help me tweet this post and all of that. I have never gotten paid by anybody for tweeting anything. So, with that's distinguishing it from the conventional Twitter influencing work where you get a gig, and I don't do gigs. I don't do gig. They can't come to me and say, okay, oh, let me give you, go and project this thing, go and tweet about this product, go and do all of those things, and you get paid. I don't get paid for promoting anybody's work, and that's very, very important to clarify. It's a full-time business for a lot of people. We have people who are conventional um, Twitter influencers and who, it's fine. That's somebody's job. It's fine. Maybe if I didn't have other things I could sell, maybe I could have done that as well. But I don't think I needed to do that before I make money online. So how do I now make money online? First and foremost, let me just talk about the only time I get paid for using Twitter, which is that Elon Musk pay, which is not really something even significant. I get like maybe like $100 in a month or something. And that's because when I subscribed to that channel, I never really, it wasn't, to that blue tick, it was just, I just wanted to my handle to be verified. I wanted people to know that, oh, this is the only Jarus. And so that was why I subscribed. I didn't subscribe just because I wanted to make money from that. It's fine, it's okay to do that if anybody wants to do that, but I'm just saying that so I get like $100 from that, and I distribute 30% of it or more to my followers. So but so where I make the most money is because it's selling my own products. Okay, so I have a real estate company, and I have a real estate company that has sold more than 1 billion naira worth of houses to people on Twitter. Okay, that's where I make the most money. That's where I make virtually every money I make. So it's not like it's not about Twitter monetization in itself, but about making use of Twitter as a platform to support your business. I mean, so that's what I can speak to. So how did I achieve this? How did I achieve a situation in which people trust me enough to, that whatever I post, I have just 40,000 followers. In fact, when I became active on Twitter in 2020, shortly before the NSAS, I mean, during the long COVID, period, I wasn't very active on Twitter. I was more of a Facebook person, and I had just, because Facebook had a limit of 5,000 people at that time. I had about 5,000 people or a little less on Facebook at that time, and I was, the only I wasn't doing any business then. I was just more or less, I was just more or less, a regular 9 to 5 guy that was always sharing stuff on, online. So I more or less wasn't selling anything. The only time I sold anything on Facebook during my Facebook years, I think I sold 2 cars. I sold 2 cars, and I mean, I think I also sold. I helped someone to sell a car, and the person gave me, I think, 100,000 or something. Which was 2018 or 2019. So, but the most important thing for me is that before I came to Twitter like 3 years ago, I was more of a Facebook person, and but the principles are the same. On Facebook, I was always sharing information that could help people. I was always telling people genuine, genuinely sharing information with people, genuinely telling them, what they can do to better their lives, without expecting any financial return from it. Okay, I was more or less. I enjoy sharing information a lot. I enjoy telling people, sharing my experience. A lot of people call it oversharing. I don't care about if you call it oversharing. That's your own business. I share everything I want to share. I, make sure that because it's for me, it's not just about me doing well. It's also about me, you know, making sure that other people also do well. One thing I came to realize early in life is that there are a lot of people who are brilliant, who have raw talents, okay, but they just did not have the right information to, to connect them to their potential. So I try to serve as that bridge, connecting people to that potential. I'm not the one that will go and write your job test for you in your job test. I'm not the one that will go and do your interview for you. I'm not the one that will go and do virtually anything for you. Okay, but I can just teach you how to fish. I can teach you, what you can say in interviews, what you should not say in interviews. Um, my experience as a job seeker, as a junior staff, as a mid-level manager. So I share all of this information a lot, and people pick them and they apply them to their lives, and their lives get better. Okay, so there's virtually any big organization I enter in Nigeria today that wants to somebody that would tell me that, okay, Jarus, is because of what you tweeted or what you posted on Facebook or Nairaland some 6, 7, 8 years ago that made me to do this. Just yesterday, somebody was telling me that I didn't even know the person. I'd never, I can't remember ever interacting with the person, but then came to tell me that 10 years ago, you were sharing your house journey on Nairaland, doing the thread of how you are building your house step by step. I was encouraged, and a young man, I decided to do the same. The guy shared 2 houses he had built. But I didn't know him from anywhere. I can't remember whether we had even interacted before. So that is influence. That is, impacting people's lives without knowing them. So that's what I do. And I do it altruistically. And I don't believe that, I need to have any gain in it. Now, over time, because of this thing I do, I've been doing this thing for more than 15 years. I started from Nairaland, and on Nairaland, I used to share information. Even when I was much younger, I joined Nairaland 2007 rather, when I was just 24 years old, 25 years old, as a core member. Always sharing, started from sharing academic tips. I just finished from university a year earlier. That was 2006. And I joined Nairaland 2007, and I began to, share my own experience. The only experience I could share that time was my education experience, because the only achievement I had at that time was being a first class graduate. So, I could only teach people how to become a first class graduate. So that was the only thing that was the main thing I was sharing then. Then when I finished my NYC in 2008, I did a number of job tests. I got a job in Wando. And so that means that my experience has now widened from being able to share information just on, how to do well as a student, but now how to navigate the job market, because I've now navigated the job market. Okay. So I started sharing information on, job tests, how I did KPMG tests, what are the things that came out, I did PwC tests, what are the things that came out, I did Vertiva tests, what are the things that came out, I did that Stanbic test, because I now had experience, because I had already lived that experience by 2018. I had done all of those companies tests, and I had passed them. Even the ones I did not pass, I was able to share my learning from them. So over time, I was able to, share that experience. As I was going my career, you know, I joined an oil and gas company, 4 years in the industry. I was telling other people how to join, what they can do, and all of this thing. I moved in 2012 to another company, to an upstream and midstream company. My experience doing that, how I saw an advert in the newspaper, how I applied, how they invited me for interview, how I wrote an unconventional cover letter, how so I was always sharing everything I knew, everything that has worked for me, and even also not just about me. I also share about things that had worked for my friends. Some of them don't like to share me to share, but I share them. I know them. I don't mention their neighbor. I try to mention because there's not everybody that has that openness, transparency that about that. Some people just want to live a private life, and that's okay. Okay, that's perfectly okay. But so I decided to I decided, what? Let me just I will share my own information. I will share the information of my friends. I mean, sometimes some of them that want to also uh, share the information, but they didn't have the platform. I invite them, and they speak to the event, they speak to the topics, they speak to whatever I'm trying to teach people. And over time, I became known as the guy that is always sharing information. As there that is always uh, sharing information, especially about career and education. Okay. Sometimes I do politics. I also try to, because try to talk on politics, try to talk on policy. Is there any policy in the oil and gas sector in any way? What can be what I can I explain? Because I also enjoy teaching. Okay, so I find a way to break down some of these topics, some of these things to people in a simplified manner. Okay, I mean, to the best of my knowledge. Okay, that was also something that people really could connect with, and people like them. And over time, I saw myself becoming an influencer of sort. Even though I never wanted to become an influencer, I never said I was. I wasn't social media to become an influencer. I was social media primarily to be able to share my own information because I enjoy doing it. Primarily to be able to teach people because I enjoy teaching, and of course having fun. You have to introduce some fun to some of these things. So I choose about my fun side too. I post pictures of my football video, things I enjoy doing. I post pictures of my uh you know of my sometimes my food, my travels, all of these things. I try to post them because life is not just about career and education. Life should go beyond some of these things. So that was my journey into gaining some influence. So I eventually now realized that, what, okay, you're doing this on Facebook. One of my younger friends now say, what, Charles, I think you should come to Twitter. Twitter has more range. Twitter has, you know, um, more opportunities for things to, for you to have a greater impact. And most people like you are on Twitter. So that was why I decided sometime in 20, to be active. I had joined much earlier, in 2010 or thereabout. But I believe in 2020, especially during the lockdown, I had just 2,000 followers. Okay, 2,000 followers when I became active. Now, how did I move from 2,000 followers in 2020 to 42,000 followers today? You know, 40,000 followers within those period of time. I mean, some people chose. Everybody has their own areas. Some people chose to post nudity. Choosing to post nudity, choosing to post deliberately controversial topics to gain numbers. It's fine. I mean, it's not fine by me, but it's their own choice. Okay. some people tried, politics, all of those. That's another way people gain for it's fine. Some people um even buy the numbers. Okay, I mean they do giveaways, they do all of those things, and I don't do giveaways because I don't believe my own charity system should not be random. My own charity system, I believe strongly, should be based on need, based on people close to me, and based on people who need it more. So I try to focus my charity offline. But the only time I do charity offline is, I mean, I won't even call it charity, just giving back what I got from there, is when Elon Musk pays this new thing to introduce recently. I try to give 30% back to the people, because without their engagement, I will not have other impression for Elon Musk to give me that money. So that's the only thing I believe that, okay, let me give this out to, but I don't do start giving, because I believe that there are more people around me who need this resources more. Okay, so I mean, I don't do my own charity for show off. I don't do my own charity because I believe that I would use it to get followership. I don't do all of that. So that's another route. Give away controversial topics, sexual content, politics, different ways on which people gain. But I stuck to my home primary field, which is mainly education and career in particular, and also policy and sometimes even politics. Okay, trying to explain some of these things to people, and I realized that people, were following me, people were relating with my content. Of course, I had enemies, so people did not like me because of some of my political stake. There be some takes on my takes on politics, and some people also believe that I share too much. I share my house, I share my car, and all of those things. I mean, I share these things. I don't mind. I mean, I share it to encourage other younger people, because I shared this. For example, somebody that I didn't know from anywhere yesterday shared, a picture of his two houses, and it was inspired because in 2000 and some 12 years ago, I was sharing the same thing on Twitter, on Ireland rather. The guy just shared it with me. Oh, I did this because of you, because I saw you doing it. So, I built this house because I saw you doing it in your village, and I also did my village and my legal. So, so these are the real influence I have in people's life. That most of them I don't know them. Sometimes I even just sometimes I'll just be walking maybe in the shopping mall or at the airport, even in Nigeria abroad, and somebody will just walk up to me and say, "Oh, Jarus, I now work in NNPC. I remember some 7, 8 years ago when I was looking for a job. I was always looking at. I was also always looking for, your tweets. I saw your posts online. All the interview tips you used to give. I applied them, and that was what got me this job." So, so a lot of people like that have been able to benefit from all this information I share over time, from Nairaland to, of course, I open my own blog too, Jarus Hub, where I post some of this content too. And I also get my friends and some other writers to post there. So, so we do all of these things, and before I knew it, I was already becoming very, very influential among people. People trust me, people respect me. I've never been involved in any scandal. I've never been found wanting in anything. I've never been nobody has ever said I duped them. Nobody has ever said I committed any fraud. Nobody has ever said, I did this in these 15 years of using online. So what that means is that people now began to trust this guy, that okay, we think this guy has enough range, enough content, enough transparency, enough genuineness, enough validity, okay, to be able to for us to trust them. So when I now started my real estate company last year, okay, when I started my real estate company last year, I started, and I began to use social media platform to market it. We're talking about Twitter in particular. So I post that, okay, Jarus owns my company. We have this project we are doing, 4 units, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million each. Come and buy it. You finish the project within 4 years. You do this, you do that. And because of the reputation people had, because of the confidence and trust people had in me, some going as far back as 15 years ago, 13, 14 years ago, some as recently as 6 months ago, they began to trust me, and they began to patronize my business. So I've sold about 25 or 26 houses in the past 1 year. Okay. And I can tell you that at least 20 of those people came from Twitter. Okay. You're talking about 50 million houses, 45 million houses, 40 million houses, 39 million. And I can tell you that, my company, not me, I won't say me because it's my company, has made almost 1 billion naira or even possibly more from buying from just tweets people I meet on Twitter. How do I achieve that? Trust. Build trust by people's confidence. Let people see you. So trust is very, very important. It's very, very important. Anything, integrity and trust is very, very important. Please don't be too greedy. Don't be greedy at all. Be a trustworthy person. Number two, share helpful information freely. When I was telling people about job testing maybe 10 years ago, when I was telling people about career 7, 8 years ago, I was doing it out of my pure love for sharing information, out of my pure love for seeing other people succeed. Now, these people that were listening to me, that benefited from what I was sharing, are now okay enough to patronize me to patronize me. So from being a mere observer, a mere engager, or even a silent follower on social media to becoming somebody dropping 40 million naira to buy a house for me, to become somebody buying 100 million naira to buy a house for me. Somebody I met on Twitter bought a 10 million naira house. A lot of 30 million, 40 million, 50 million houses have been bought for me. So the issue now is, so please, as a content creator, you have to trust is very important. Transparency is very important. It's very, very important. Don't be greedy. Maintain your integrity is also very important. Maintain your integrity, please. Guard it. Jealousy, protect it. Your name is more important than the gold. Don't see it because of some short-term gains. Now lose your integrity. So it's very, very important that you jealously guard your name. I get my name, I get my brand. And one of the things I don't do is that I hardly post other people's content, promotional content on my wall, because I believe that if anybody does any business with any other person online and it goes wrong, the person dupes the other person, for example, they will say they meet on Jarus wall and they will think I know something about it, and my own reputation that is built on trust will begin to crumble. For that reason, I jealously use my word only to, mostly only to, project my own brand, my own product, and also because I know that is what I have full control over. If I don't have full control over something, I hardly post it. I hardly call people to go and put their money. I hardly call people to go and invest. They hardly call people to go and give the person a loan, because if anything goes wrong, they will say they made on Jarus wall, and Jarus is known, for integrity. And I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for every other person, because sometimes I also have some other people post their stuff. But so I'm saying that you need to jealously guard your brand. You need to be known for something. I was known for being a career, education, and sometimes policy analyst, advising people and all of that. The other thing about social media is that it's not sometimes just about number of followers, but also about the quality of followers. The content I post attract a lot of high quality people to my wall, without disrespect to anybody. When I say people who have, number one, decent financial capacity, people who have high level of maybe education, people who have high level of, some mid to high level economic status. Some time ago, my other business, which is a short-let apartment that I do with my partner, when I tweeted this over a number of times, people, my partner, that the number of people that directly manages that property, said that, oh, people came with Prado, a lot of Prado, people were booking 10 nights, So he was so shocked that so this high level, this high quality people follow Jarus online. So a lot of people I have been able to attract to my wall because of the type of content I post are people who have high purchasing power. People who can buy a 100 million house. People who can buy a 70 million, 50 million, 60 million house because I post stuff that are most relevant to that class of people. I share current information about McKinsey. I share about Shell. I share current information about education about best schools, graduates. These are all these things attract. So there are many people online who are possibly 500,000 followers, but they cannot boast of having done a lot from that following as I have done. Having been able to sell products more than for more than 1 billion naira online to people, and they have more than 500,000 people. I have just 40,000 people. In fact, my followership even gained some numbers in the last 2-3 weeks. I used to have maybe 20,000 or 20 something thousand as recently as 3-4 months ago. So over time, I've been able to build that trust in people, that confidence, and I have to also know that it is very important for me to guide that jealously, to make sure that everything my brand is guided jealous. I don't just post anything. I don't just post anything online. I also need to make sure that it is thing that resonates with these people. And of course, I also try to do some small, show off and all of those things. And that's because if you are selling a luxury product, if you are selling something that people need to trust you. If somebody wants to buy a product of 40 million naira from you, 50 million naira from you, they need to see that you also are not doing badly. You are not someone that will want to with their money. You are someone that is also not doing bad. So if I post my house, it is also some psychology to tell you that this guy on his own is not your mom that we used to buy this house. He has more than 1 million naira house already. He has, a lot of things on his own. He has done well for himself. He has worked in Nigeria for 15 years. He was a senior manager, in the world, in a renowned. So I also need to project my own status so that people don't think, that this guy is a riffraff. That people also watch people they do business with. Sujimoto specializes in luxury. Sujimoto Obikubana specializes in luxury. Obikubana will show his movements, his Benz, his latest cars, his latest houses, his moves, so as to attract people like him, so as to attract people that can trust him that this guy is doing well. So I also need to project myself as doing well because people, you know, people, people cannot trust their own money, their own business, their own anything with you if you are not doing well yourself. So that's also part of the game. It's also part of the strategy. It's also part of the psychology of being well online. So but what's important is that you also need to ultimately you need to put substance to it, not just about faking it or something. You need to put substance to it. Whatever you promise, you have to deliver it. Whatever you want to do, you have to make sure you do it to the highest standard. Don't disappoint people, don't lie to people. Okay, so these are my own techniques, these are my own strategy, this is my own approach to engagement on Twitter and elsewhere, and this is what has helped all my businesses. I guide what I post, I guide, what I say, I guide, things I say, even timing, even sometimes I time what I post. I don't post, sometimes I don't post something because I look at it, I read the mood. Sometimes, let me tell you something. 2 days ago, I was having a meeting with my team, my staff, and I say, I want to open this house that we have finished, that's 95% completed. I want to open this house in December or January, because when I open it, when we finish that project and we commission it and we put it online, it increases people's trust in us. Oh, this is another project that is delivering. More people will trust us. The day I finished the project, my company finished in August. When we launched it and I did some videos, I did some photos online, that very day, some people who had been having doubt to contact me to buy, another house I was marketing at that time. You know what? That very day I showed the picture and the videos of commissioning that house on Twitter, people came to my inbox and said, "Oh, this is another project we've been marketing so day. Please, how can we buy it?" That is what evidence-based engagement, evidence-based social media participation, which is what I do. I show working. Every stage, I show working. Everything I'm doing, I show it so that people can have that trust. People can see the working. People can see the whole thing. So all these things have psychology to them. Okay, it's not just about it's not just about. So I've been able to build my brand. I've been able to build, and I jealously protect that brand, and that brand has been able to, by God's grace, you know, do a lot in what I've achieved. But sometimes it's also very important. I could have chosen to be posting, nude pictures, videos, and all of these cheap things online. Doing that will attract a lot of followers to me. Will attract 100,000 people followers to me. But are these people that will buy a house of 300 million? Are these people that will buy a house of 150 million? Maybe, but I don't know. But I discussed McKinsey, I discussed Shell. I discuss these guys are people, people who are aspiring to work there, flock to my wall, to my page. When they learn all those things and they apply them and they become, they get into those companies that pay them 5 million, 3, 4 million every month. Okay, those guys will become my customers at some point. There's one lady who's my mentee. About 4 years ago, this lady sent me an email. She saw my email online, sent me an email. She saw, I think, lady message and said, "Okay, Jarus, I'm torn between go for my master's or work in this company, blah, blah, blah. Advise me." And I advised the lady. Last year, 3 years later, early this year or late last year, this girl had worked. So, she had worked in one of the top 10 management consult companies in the world, earning a lot of money. This girl bought a house for me of 25 million, 27 million. So these are things. So when I was advising her 4 years ago, I didn't know, she was going to one day become, someone that could even buy, a house of almost 30 million naira for me. So that is how you keep people. That's how to keep people. So share content that people can relate, share valuable content with people, support people's dreams, support people's careers, and before you know it, these are people that will turn your customers, and it becomes a win-win situation. Win-win situation in the sense that they gain, their own lives get better, and your own business, whatever you're doing, also gets better. And there's also social fulfillment angle. That if you fulfilled that you have done this, seeing somebody, a lot of people have, supported with information online, they become even better than I am today. Some people are even richer than I am. Some people have gone to some places that possibly will not dream of entering. And it's all okay because I feel fulfilled that my contribution helped them, my information I shared helped them. So this is my own philosophy, this is my own approach. And I think I have to stop here. That's my own approach to social media engagement and how I've been able to build a multi-million-dollar company from social media. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for the insights, and oh wait, just give me a minute. All right, cool. Yeah, if I can probably make some recap on if I can quickly make some recap on what you've discussed so far. Firstly, I'm super blown off with the 1 billion naira, 1 billion revenue through Twitter. I didn't know that people focus on Twitter that rich. Oh. Wow, I've been missing out. I think you're mute, sir. Okay, but your strategies as so far shows that you are not just focusing on trying to get the Elon Musk $100 or $200. Well, that money will do a little on a couple of people, but definitely not going to do anything for you. So yeah, I understand that. So and using the platform to market your products, using the platform to connect with people that you would love to connect to with, using the platform to impact people, like impact a lot of people. And I mean, that's something really, really lovable, like something well respected. And Yeah, I think you also shared strategies, use your own strategies to engage the audience by sharing a lot of tips which is something that I think people can tap on. And I myself, I'm not active on Twitter. I'm active. I'm a active. I'm an active Twitter user, but I don't tweet regularly. And that is because I usually feel like the content that influencers typically post are content that probably people want to hear, like maybe something social. So but maybe now I may try to work more on my following and yeah, my engagement, because I think it's much important to focus on the content that I share. I mean, the sharing the information and sharing the value. However, if I can ask, is there anything that you were concerned about number of followers that you have on Twitter?
Yes, there was. There was. So, yeah, there was. When I first became, so for the first 6, 7 years on Twitter, I never really, I wasn't active. Other than the fact that my Twitter page was automatically linked to my blog. So anything I posted on my blog gets um
Get tweeted.
tweeted
Yeah.
automatically. Exactly, automatically. So that's it. So, so when I joined Twitter, when I became active, when I decided to become active on Twitter in 2000, early 2020, I had just 2,400 followers, and most times when I tweeted, people, would not engage it because I didn't have much people, maybe two, three, four likes, one retweet, and all of those things, and I felt like, I mean, from Facebook where I came from, 70 people, anytime I made a post, people would have like 70 comments, 70 likes, 70 reactions, and all of those. And so I realized that Twitter was, even despite the fact that I had just 4,500 or so followers on Facebook, Facebook was doing well, but Twitter, even when I used 4,000, 5,000, I was still, struggling to get people to actively engage. But I kept doing my thing. I kept doing, posting what I wanted to post, what I felt like I had interest in posting, areas of my interest. And, before I knew it, followers after 1 year, 2021, 1 year of becoming active, I moved to 10,000, after another year, I moved to 20,000 and 30,000 this year, and now 42,000. So it's a matter of compounding growth. So the number of people you have, you know, these people will retweet. If you have 100 people retweeting your tweet, okay, compared to when 1,000 people are retweeting your tweet, that means there is a wider reach. So yes, in my first 1 year on Twitter, especially 2021, I was concerned that, I mean, is this place really for me? Because I'll make a tweet and nobody will make any decent comment on it. So I was concerned, but I kept doing my work. I kept doing, what I knew how to do, and before I knew it, the audience grew.
I got that. That's I can relate to it. For example, I'm more of less a writer and specialize in SEO content. So, like when I create content and then I prioritize SEO, like I'm certain that thousands of people are going to check the content. I think thousands, like 30,000 more, millions at times, depending on how far we go. But then, if I'm to create a social media post, for example, I'll be struggling to get about 10 people to view. So I'll stick to my line. So yeah,
Yeah.
especially like when you can remember the amount of engagement that you must have been getting then on
Yeah.
Nairaland. For people who are not familiar with Nairaland, yeah, Nairaland is a Nigerian forum. I started now I learned a lot of things on Ireland,
Yeah.
honestly. Like I met a lot of awesome people. Now changed my perspective about Nigerians, that Nigerians are really, really, really smart. I
Same
mean,
way. Same way.
and
Same way. My partner in Jarus, in fact, my partner in Jarus, my other business, which is a career service, my partner there, the four of us that own the company, we met on Ireland. The four of us we met on Ireland. So
but
to
if
know,
I
to
can
tell you what,
come,
to
yes,
tell you how
yeah,
important
Ireland
Ireland can
is
be. Yeah.
Ireland is a big deal for it's a turning point for many of my friends also.
Yeah.
For our viewers, if you would like to engage us or drop any questions, engage. YouTube has a comment section, and then so you can, if you like to ask any questions on probably on monetization, growing your audience, or on Twitter, growing your engagements, or even if you want to probably explore other angle like his industry in the real estate, you can simply drop in the comments, and then I will just project it here for him to answer. But you, with the amount of sales that you've done on Twitter, I'm a little bit curious, and I don't know, maybe you can help give insights on how to really engage leads or prospects on Twitter, especially on high-end products like houses. I think that's a huge one.
Yeah. But like I really stated, quality of posts, determines the quality of people that get attracted to it. So when you make the posts, first and foremost, there will be a couple of naysayers. People will come and say, "Oh, this thing is too expensive. Hey, that Twitter engineer, Twitter architect, that oh, that architect's work that you are posting is not good. I can do, ignore all of those. Don't engage in war fights. So learn to ignore people you think will not add any value to to the discussion. And so after I post anything, my real estate business, I have a house I have a project I want to launch, and I post it. I put a number. I normally prefer WhatsApp. I put the WhatsApp number. I mean, somebody contacts me. I have that. I engage them. I try to make sure that personally, I have staff. I have more than I have a lot of staff, but I make sure that when it comes to that personal engagement, I handle it myself. So when somebody, it's my own number I put on those adverts. So when somebody comes and chats that WhatsApp, it is me directly that contact. And people are already, psychology people are, oh, this is Jarus that we are chatting with directly. That psychology also helps people that, okay, oh, this is Jarus himself. You have more confidence rather than use the number of maybe one customer service person, or use the number of one sales person, or use the number of one staff. No, I use my own direct contact. Oh, so when people come and chat up. So some people who have also even been wanting to have that direct relationship with Jarus before, we now have that opportunity. So okay, so all these things now form business relationships, and before you know it, oh okay, they become your customers. So yes, that's my own strategy. I ignore the low quality comments and naysayers, and I make sure that I focus on people who can really make things happen.
Okay, I think that's what matters. Uh, yeah, I'm usually skeptical about dropping my personal number though. But
Well,
we'll find a
business,
way
I
out.
mean, business is business. Business, when you are doing business, I mean, you just have to at some point. But I can't say I'm telling you 40 million, 50 million, 100 million house. Then I
Of
don't think
course, I'll do way more if I'm buying a
I mean,
product,
exactly.
something
If
of that
somebody wants to give you
price.
100 million, somebody wants to give you 50 million, so go. I say you want to drop your number. I mean, so that's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. I mean, it's a trade-off. Yeah, I mean, if somebody
Like
picks the
what?
number, if somebody that doesn't need the number picks the number and calls me or chat me, I will not reply. I'm afraid. I will not reply. I only reply to serious business, content. So, but I have to drop the number because it is what, yeah, we're talking about somebody that wants to give you 100 million, somebody that wants to give you 50 million, 40 million. Then, I think if you say you don't want to, if you say your number is private to you, then you possibly are not ready.
Okay, I think what? Oh, sorry, I had a glitch. Okay, I got that. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Also, this is basically on Twitter actually. There used to be time that people say the algorithm feature favors some particular kind of content. There used to be time that people say that video contents are the big deal now on Twitter. There used to be time that people will say that when you purchase the Elon Musk's blue button, or your content is going to go more viral. I even had a conversation with a friend recently. She was practically checking an ad, and she said that uh, watching ads, okay, boost revenue or boost income. I don't know, maybe it's something that you've explored before. I know you don't have any business with $100, but we are still in Nigeria. Some people
Yeah.
need it.
I personally not boosted anything other than paying for that blue tick. I've not boosted anything, and but I also noticed that video content is good. So I put a lot of my football videos, for example, and people engage it. My friends catch fun at me, they joke at me, they laugh at me, and it's all part of the fun. And it goes viral. People, sometimes some of my friends, comment about my ball. I do a lot of video content myself, and I agree that it goes, it draws more engagement. And but one principle is I don't make it too long. If it makes it too long, people a lot of people are managing their bandwidth, and they don't want to, they don't want to use all your own data to, their own data, all their own data to, to watch your own video, especially if they are not making any money from you. So make this video as short as possible. Exactly, if make this video as short as possible, preferably less than 10 seconds, except that the genuine case for it to be more than that. And yeah, that has worked for me.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I personally, I don't have any other question, and if no one asks question, Kodri Mustafa, thanks for joining us and engaging us. Shegun, Sunday, all right. So, is there anything that you would like to share, and also how people can get in touch with you should they want to?
Yeah, you can get in touch with me by you can tweet at me and reference this insight preneur session. I can inbox you, and we can continue the conversation from there. So yes, if you tweet at me and say, okay, Jarus, okay, I was at this session, blah blah. I promise to DM you, and if there's anything you want to tell me, you can discuss that in the DM.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, that will be all for tonight. And Sajarus, thank you very much for the
You're welcome.
knowledge pack that you've shared with us tonight. I mean, I was on my head. I have been calculating maybe Odeo is just going to add extra data to my network. But then now that I know that I can be selling genuine WhatsApp products on Twitter, and Twitter users have the money.
Yeah, they
I'll be
do.
joining you very soon. You have any competitor?
Yes, so happy to have everyone in. Happy to have everyone.
All
Yeah.
right, good night, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, welcome. So you guys, the link.
So
This
yeah, we
this
can hear
gets
you, sir.
recorded somewhere, right? Is it on YouTube? Is it going to be on YouTube or somewhere? Can I?
Yeah, it is going to be on YouTube. It is still going to be available all through forever.
No problem. So you can send me the link so that I can look at it again myself. Thank you. I can share it and
All
also
right.
get it
Thank.
from this. Well done.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Good night, sir.